It's always dark when it's just about dawn. Our people, we just want, in fact, we are now counting days. We are now ticking days, ticking days, ticking days, ticking days. William Ruto is a very dangerous animal. And we have to hunt him down from all directions. We want the people of Western to unite and help us hunt him down from that side. We want the people from the coast to unite and hunt him from that direction. Rigathi Gachagua will be leading us from Mount Kenya to hunt him from this direction. Fred Matiang'i will be uniting with the people from Gusirand to hunt him from that direction. Sifuna and George Natembe will unite from the Western, and Cleopas Marara, they will hunt him from that direction because he's a very, very dangerous animal. And I'm sure that we even get patriotic Kenyans from Rift Valley who help us hunt him down. When you're hunting a dangerous animal, you don't hunt from the same direction. Let's hunt him from every direction. And when it is election day, once you vote, you don't go home.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, guys, for your greatest support. Now, first of all, let me say this, that I'm very sorry to Messi's fans, because expectation was that Messi is going to win the FIFA World Cup 2026. But it's quite unfortunate that Spain took the lead. So poleni sana to the fans of Messi. The so-called GOAT has lost it. I think this was his last World Cup, I think. And amepoteza kila kitu, amepoteza being the top scorer, amepoteza World Cup. So ametoka na nini, by the way? 90 minutes na hakuna hata shot hata moja. Anyway, football is not my thing. If there is one person that is giving William Ruto sleepless night as far as attack is concerned in this country, is Senator METHU. Leave alone hii mambo ya kina Gachagua, Sifuna, hiyo pressure ya competitor. I'm not talking about the pressure of being a competitor, but I'm talking about the pressure of attack. Senator METHU once told William Ruto that, Mr. President, nakuheshimu lakini sikuogopi. From that moment, I realized that Senator METHU is one of the people that will tell you facts. He doesn't care how it comes out, but he will just tell you the truth. Now, why am I bringing this up? Yesterday night, during the JK Live, if at all you missed it, I think you are in the right place, because I want you to watch what happened from the beginning up to the end. Senator METHU was on Citizen TV together with the newly elected member of Ol-Kalou, that is Kamau. And I had them talking. I picked 2-3 things from Senator METHU and also from Kamau. Let me talk about what I heard from Senator METHU. Senator METHU said that William Ruto is a very dangerous animal. And according to METHU's statement, let me just quote it, that a dangerous animal needs to be dealt with from all corners. Now, according to METHU, METHU is saying that William Ruto, an animal, being an animal, must be dealt with from corners of Mount Kenya, being led by Rigathi Gachagua. It must be dealt with corners of Kisii being led by Matiang'i, whereby Matiang'i is supposed to mobilize the Gusii community. It must be dealt with from Western, where we have got Senator Sifuna, we have got Senator Sifuna, we have got Natembeya, and we have got Malala. I'm just mentioning those people that he mentioned, just quoting them. Those are, and then maybe the coastal region also. So I was like, Senator METHU is not wrong when he says that. And again, I was asking myself this question, that where are Luos standing in? Where are they coming in? The Nyanza. Watu wa Nyanza. But again, I realized that it is not his fault. In fact, he's not even mistaken. He didn't do any mistake by not mentioning Luos, because Luos are saying that they are in government. So how do you involve somebody that is in government to fight the same government that is in? So it's something that it can be seen, something that we can watch, we can see is happening. You understand? So I want you to listen to Senator METHU speaking, and then I come back so you can also little bit talk about Kamau, and then I give you a chance at the comment section to also tell me what you think.
Ol-Kalou, John METHU's in the house. He's the architect of the just concluded by-election and the newly elected member of parliament from Ol-Kalou, Sammy Ngodo Kamau. It was a landslide or the Standard quoted it as a whitewash. And they know why. Nyandarua is something else. Gentlemen, but let's not discount the fact of the goonism in that election, Senator. The goonism.
Let me say this, Jeff, and by the way, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Kipipiri, Wanjiku Moya, says hello, and she says that she was there in 1995. Now she's the Member of Parliament. She was there in 1995. She was not voting though, but she was there. She says hello. Now, there are 2 or 3 lessons that we pick from Ol-Kalou. Number 1 is that determination of our population, you know, that kind of determination. I wonder whether you saw a woman maybe in her 50s or 60s, facing a goon with a gun, and told that goon in Kikuyu, if you are circumcised, shoot at me. And I mean, a woman of that age, that shows resilience. So one lesson that we carry from Ol-Kalou that should be what we are carrying to 2027 is that on any election, any day of voting, we shall call it Democracy Day. Nothing else will happen that day. You vote, and it's not just voting. You vote and protect your vote. Just imagine if our people had gone home. Those goons were not meaning anywhere. But our people really fought blood and sweat, and they ensured that they protected the vote. They were being shot at, and they can't leave the polling station. I saw it in St. Joseph, in a polling station called St. Joseph. Old women, they were there. You know, bullets right, left, and center. So that is lesson number 1. Lesson number 2. And if William RUTO is actually keen on killing this goon culture, the person that I think is the mastermind of this goon culture is Kipchumba Murkomen. And I'll tell you why. In fact, his name must change. He can no longer be called Cabinet Secretary for Interior. He's Cabinet Secretary for Goons. I have every reason to believe that he's Cabinet Secretary for Goons. I'll tell you why. A day after the election, he said that we have had one of the most peaceful by-elections. One of those peaceful by-elections that are being referred to as peaceful by-election. Very few voters voted from 1 o'clock to the close of the polling station. That's why I told you that we would have gotten at least 75% voter turnout, the highest, because the people were very determined. But the goons were shooting right, left, and center. And I want to thank our police in uniform. Every policeman that was in Ol-Kalou in uniform, I am very grateful for what you did. Unfortunately, these goons are wielding so much power that they are fighting both the civilians and the policemen in uniform. If you saw those clips in Ol-Kalou. Yeah. Now, let's take it a little back. When our party leader was attacked in a place called Witima, the people who attacked him are known. They are police officers. We have complained. We went to the Inspector General of Police. We told him it is so and so and so and so and so. No action was taken. In fact, I hear they were promoted. This can only happen if it has a direct sanctioning or the direct input of the person who is in charge of that particular ministry. And the reason why we are putting it on Murkomen, much as Professor Kindiki is a useless leader, in his days, we were not seeing this kind of open goonism. In his days when he was Cabinet Secretary for Interior. Now come to Ol-Kalou. He says that, and I've even seen just now, I think they knew you're coming for JKL and we speak about these things. So I've seen that the DCI is saying that they are now investigating goonism in Ol-Kalou. First of all, how do you say that there were few incidences and 2 people are lying in the mortuary and hundreds of our people have been injured? Hundreds of our people have been injured because I was in Ol-Kalou. A voter who voted in Ol-Kalou, 35,000 who voted for our candidate, 86%. And by the way, those guys knew that we are taking them to a single digit because we were very determined to ensure that UDA gets a single digit. Forget about that 13% that they got. And I want to also set records straight. The 5,000 that that UDA candidate got were his votes. Because first, he's our son. I think they even went to the same church with Kamau here. Number 2, he was working in Keraho's office, so therefore he was a bit known. If it was Kamau versus William RUTO, William RUTO would not have gotten 500 votes. He cannot get 500 votes. So the point that I was making is the lesson that we are coming with from Ol-Kalou is, and I was telling him just now when we were on the launch, a person who voted for him woke up having slept on a mattress given by government, covered himself with a blanket given by government, woke up and cooked tea with a gas cylinder that was given by government, bought bread with money that was given by government. In the evening of the day before election, he ate rice and beans given by government. On his farm, there are avocado trees that are growing given by government, and his son is coming with a train that is has been provided by government. And those of us who come from Mirangini, and we are very privileged, we are moving from this side of Mirangini to the other side. We were using a boat given by government, and we went to vote for Sammy Douglas Kamau Waweru. That is the kind of determination that you asked me. That question that you asked Sammy, what do you think about 2027? And I would have answered. My preoccupation in my mind, and I told you last time that I was here, I never even think about what I'll be in 2027.
Yeah.
What is in my mind is how William Ruto will go home. What preoccupies my mind, Jeff, is how William Ruto will go home. And I told you why. If you get a bad parliament and a good president, the country will stand. If you get a bad parliament, I mean, people who are just yes sir people, useless guys here and there, it's okay if you have a good president. If you have a good parliament and a bad president, this bad president will influence this good parliament. Because like this parliament that we have now, everything about it, they just say yes sir. Even things that they think are not, they are not making any sense. Now, you were running this story about Ebola, that they want to build a quarantine center in Kenya, in Nanyuki. And members of parliament from that region do not even have the spine to say that no, let these patients go to their country. Let these people be contained where there's an Ebola outbreak. Where are you bringing them to Kenya? They can't say no, because William Ruto is running after these 2 or 3 billion that is being given by the Americans. You remember that story about the finance bill? Because every time we say that kids were killed, but we must ask ourselves, why were they killed? Because members of parliament passed the finance bill. So when they pass the finance bill, they are clapping. In the morning, you say that the finance bill is okay, you are clapping. In the afternoon, William Ruto refuses to assent to it, you are still clapping. So you are just clapping, you are just useless, you are just nothing. Because you don't have a mind. It's what William Ruto tells you. If William Ruto tells you that Ebola is okay, you just say it's okay. You know in your heart that Ebola is a very dangerous disease. But if it is William Ruto who has said, then you say that it's okay. So it's not about whether somebody will be elected. It's not about whether I will be elected. It's not about Rigathi Gachagua, Jeff Koinange or anything. Is that first we have to remove William Ruto. For us to try and fix this nation, we have to remove William Ruto. That is why I'm telling you that this Ol-Kalou was a very good experience, because first they make every person from this republic who is angry at William Ruto, and I think everybody is. If you are a payslip holder, if you look at your payslip, you get very angry. If you are a person who has a human heart, if you think about the kids who have been killed in Ol-Kalou in just a by-election, just because William Ruto is losing, he decides that he must now maim people, kill people. In terms of the campaign money that William Ruto has spent, I think I hear he has spent 1.3 billion. There's a friend of mine who works, or who is a friend of his. He told me that they started speaking about Ol-Kalou and he was slapped. A very senior person was slapped, because William Ruto cannot believe that he gave people 1.3 billion and he got 5,000 votes. Even if he was to give 1.3 billion for every constituency, you have a manuscript from Ol-Kalou. He will give you 1.3.
That's 50 billion.
Not 50 billion. Plus. It's 290 billion because we have 290 constituencies.
Senator, tell me something. What is it about Nyandarua that makes it so unique? Tell us.
Well, thank you, Jeff, and good to see you again.
Good to see you.
I'm sure you are also excited to see our new MP. That you forgot that since we last met, I have now a new title.
Yes, SG.
I'm now Secretary
so you want to be addressed as SG?
It feels very nice to be SG of the largest party that we have. I would say that it was not easy. But I told you when I last came here, I have been in Nyandarua for quite some time. And I know those people. If you remember the last time I was here on a Sunday, it was just the week after we buried our MP.
Correct.
And it was that day that I told the big man that Of course, I respect him because he should be respected. The only thing is that we should not fear him because there's nothing to fear. I mean, why should we fear him? I told you that we should not fear him. And it has come to pass. I know those people so well. I give you that narrative that those people were mobilized by government to come to that stadium. They were paid 2,000 each. 6,000 people were sitting in the tents. And they were told that they should not allow me and Rigathi Gachagua to speak.
Yeah.
But we were, I mean, the men of the moment. We were the men of the match. Because I know those people very well. I had no doubt in my mind that the people of Nyandarua, because Nyandarua, if you don't know, if you read some bit of history, it has produced very great leaders.
No. The most famous, J.M. Kariuki, and the most famous.
Maybe
right?
not necessarily the most famous, because the leader of the Baumau movement was Dedan Kimathi.
Right.
He is right from Nyandarua. So therefore, and if you read the story of the Baumau uprising, it was born and bred in Nyandarua. That was the headquarters of Baumauism that time. So therefore, even now I had no doubt in my mind that the people of Nyandarua who actually in the front in terms of proving to the nation that it can actually be done. I'm very grateful about what happened in Ol-Kalou. I have been there. I was there for 60 days. I just came back from Ol-Kalou today. Not because I had any doubt in my mind that I would vote for our candidate, but because we needed to encourage our people that they should come out and vote. And there is a lesson, a very big lesson that we have come with from Ol-Kalou. And a message to the people of Kenya that nothing would beat the spirit of a determined population. Nothing would beat the spirit of a determined population. Yeah. You know, they are trying to get a narrative that they can sell to the president. You know, they don't know the explanation that they can give to the president because of that resounding defeat. There is no person from Ol-Kalou who fought with a person from Ol-Kalou. I'm telling you because I was there, and we are one community. That candidate, that UDA candidate, we met many times. By the way, that day that they were attacking our supporters at a place called Royal Gardens, they were actually taking tea with him, the UDA candidate. Those who are being attacked, they were with the UDA candidate because we are one people. We have been born together. As the member of parliament has aptly put it, we have only had verbal wars. You can never see a person from Ol-Kalou throwing a stone at another person. So therefore, and anyway, the reason why nobody from Ol-Kalou would be worried about the 5,000 who voted for Mushina is because they didn't vote for William Ruto, and we know they voted for Mushina, and so it's not a problem because that's our son. There is one thing, Jeff, that I'm saying. This man, Kipchumba Murkomen, is a recipe for chaos in 2027 because the goons who attacked us in church in Wetima, the very same people are some of those who came to Ol-Kalou. So therefore, and there are also those who are at All Saints Cathedral here, and their faces are known. You pray them here every time. We have given their names to the Inspector General of Police. So this is just a special school that he has outside the main national police service. How therefore would you say that you are a minister for interior or a minister for our own internal security, and you are running a parallel militia that is meant to deal with other people politically? Because you see, there was no threat of any nature in Ol-Kalou.
But in fact, 2027 will be ugly. I mean, you have to be worried.
Let me tell you, the lesson that we carry from Ol-Kalou is that, and I've told you, once our people are determined to take William Ruto home, nothing will stop us from taking him home. Because our people, as I've said, election day on the 10th of August will be Democracy Day. You vote and you stay at the polling station until it has been counted. Let me say this to the IBC. I have a mixture of feelings of how IBC treated us in Ol-Kalou. Number one, the local team, our returning officer and the POs, our county elections manager, they conducted a credible election. I feel that they really gave us a credible election. But when we went to receive the certificate, one commissioner called Hassan Noor said that the cases of violence were scattered here and there. You saw what the commission did to one of us, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Kipipiri, Honorable Anjiko Moya, who just said, any person who is not from Ol-Kalou will not vote in Ol-Kalou. They summoned her and they really mistreated her. Now, this issue of bribery, where do you place, and because it is contained in the Electoral Code of Conduct, where do you place matrices that are given and you're told that they are being given in the presence of a government candidate? if that is not bribery? Where do you place, state officers are not supposed to campaign. How then do you see a cabinet minister walking hand in hand with a candidate and IBC just keeps a blind eye to it?
Now, just a brief of what a Member of Parliament, Ol-Kalou Kamau said. Kamau said that there are things you can't buy with money. And this one, I can support him 100%. There's some of the things in this life that you can't buy with money. Money can't buy patience. Money can't buy respect. And money can't buy loyalty. Respect, patience, loyalty. Those things cannot be bought with money. In fact, the moment you give somebody money to buy his loyalty, that person is going to question who you are. That person is going to question your behavior. Before anything else, that person will really question, what kind of person are you? So basically, I want you to listen to Kamau also, and then you, at the end of this, you will tell me what you think at the comment section, please, fellow Kenyans. And also don't forget to click the subscribe button.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the people of Ol-Kalou for their resolve and standing firm, and for electing me with such a huge margin. That 5,000 votes was no mean feat. I owe it to you. From what you even listened, people had already thrown me under the bus, saying I was not old. But they put it to the whole of the country that the person of choice is Kamau. So I want to promise them. I told them I don't want to promise them too much, but I promise them that I'll be there for them when they need me. I will speak, I'll be their voice for everyone to hear, and stand in the gap that was left by the former MP who rested. I also have a message for the government of the day. The president, you owe it to Kenya to have a peaceful country. We don't want to go the Haiti way. It is such a shame seeing goons running during the election day with arms and all that kind of things. You need to call the house to order. Sack the CS of Interior, Murkomen. Bring in someone who is sober. Start having those what you promised. Institutionalize our politics so that we don't go way beyond what is needed. Because at the end of the day, Kenya is our land and we need to protect it beyond politics. We don't have any other place to go to. Kenya ndio nchi yetu, na ni vibaya sana tuone if it had gone to a bigger height, we would have had bloodbath, brothers rising against brothers because of what Toby is trying to bring. And I want also to say, please don't use this they are saying investigation to come and start harassing people, because we know the government can say we have gone to investigate, and you end up seeing people being harassed. I listened to the county commissioner talking to one of the blogger. That's not the kind of language we want to hear in our county. It's a very peaceful county. I don't think we need to go to that route. So President RUTO, you have a mandate, a very big mandate. You may not perform economically, you may not perform in other way, but you owe it to Kenyans to have peaceful transition coming to 2027, because most probably you are going home in 2027. Thank you.
Senator, you get the final word.
What we are seeing, President RUTO has lost the aura. He has lost the mojo. People are tired with this government. They have a resolve. It doesn't take the leadership ourselves. It is the people. It is the people who went out to protect these votes. It is the people who stayed at the polling stations, said they will guard the votes till they are counted and announced. So you don't need to do much, because the people already they are mad at what they are experiencing with this government, the cost of living and all of this problem that we are having. Yeah. So the people in 2027 will come out in numbers and speak, and you cannot force people to vote for you. And President Ruto knows that, because in 2022 he wooed people, he talked to them well, he sold them ideas, and they bought into his idea. Now you cannot intimidate them using policemen and goons, because they'll get more angrier, they'll get even tougher, they'll want to take you out in 2027.
Yeah.
So I've seen them saying this is not 2027 contest, this was just a by-election in Ol-Kalou. This is the mirror of what will happen. In fact, it was on a lighter note. It will be, from where I sit.
Real quick. How were you able to mobilize these people and also to guard the vote? Despite what the Senator says, there were goons everywhere. How were you able to do that? And can you do it again next year?
Well, first and foremost, I wish to state here that William Ruto, our president, in 2022, when he was going for his campaign, he talked of institutionalizing politics, and even promised Kenyans that neither again will state machineries be used by politicians to intimidate voters or even competitors in politics. And even in the blueprint of the Kenya Kwanza, then Kenya Kwanza government, the plan, what they used to call, dubbed the plan, they had talked strictly on those issues, saying the judiciary will not be used, the DCI, the police. What we witnessed is something I've never seen in my life. I've voted several years or several times in the general elections. I've never seen what I saw in Ol-Kalou, Jeff. I was at the center of what was happening, because at around 2 p.m., but we had seen it previously, before, during the campaign periods, a hotel in Ol-Kalou used to house them, these goons, hooded goons. Hotel where even some of our supporters were attacked. The young man that Senator has talked about, and luckily he has survived. He's at home, though not talking. We lost 2 men, and one of the most bitter one that I've seen featured at Citizen, Kakinya, is a truck driver, leaves Arusha, comes to Nairobi, takes a matatu to Ol-Kalou, even pays a friend to give him his position so that he votes and get back to his truck. When he's exiting, the hooded gangs come. Well, you have asked a very important question. We are an agricultural center. People don't know how to fight in Ol-Kalou. In fact, in politics, we only engage on verbal issues. This was the first one. But people rose against these rogue goons. First, we barricaded the roads. We ensured that, because they were moving with vehicles, Prados that you've seen, and Subarus, and there was some pickups. We ensured that we barricade most of the main roads so that their movement would be restricted. Even people fell trees. People are offering to fell their own trees. Women put stones on the roads. And whenever they would chase or try to enter a polling station, people would come en masse and they would exit. They wanted to occupy mainly around 4 or 5 police stations when they saw that things were not going their way, so that the election results are not announced, and then we are given more time by ABC. But I have to commend the uniformed police. Though they had orders to stand down, whenever they appeared, those hooded people, they stood down and allowed them to enter the police station, the polling stations. But them, they carried out their duties very responsibly. And I wish to call out on those police with uniform. If they respect their work, because it's a service, if we, as a country, we don't want to go the Haiti way, we must institutionalize those institutions like police service. Let them do their job. If they
This victory was overwhelming, let's face it, right?
Right.
35,000 to 5,000.
Right.
But you still, like Senator says, you ate everything the government gave you.
Right.
That's very unfair.
Right.
Munakula zao, it wasn't right.
Tulikula fair.
There's a new thing going in town, saying there are 4 things that can't be bought with money. Trust, patience, time, and a resident of Ol-Kalou. Those are the 4 things you can't buy with money. Yes. Sad to say that it bordered on voter bribery. It wasn't genuine. And people could see the ingenuity, that these people are not genuine in whatever they were doing. Ministers coming, streaming in, people that were not there when we did them. They came with goodies, and we knew that it would last up to 17th. In fact, maybe 15th. And the Ol-Kalou people and maybe the general population now know that for you to be elected, you don't have to now pile enough amount of money, then go for the campaigns. People now need genuine leaders, people that will promise and deliver.
Yes.
Yes.
By the way, so you guys are the new bearded sisters. They're the beard gang.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations,
Thank
man.
You so much.
Ilikuwaje, how was it?
Well, it wasn't easy. We thank God. It was such a tough moment. Campaigning against government. Government brought all its machinery to the ground. So the people, first and foremost, is to thank God for the victorious win, and also the people of Ol-Kalou for making that firm decision against all those goodies that came to Ol-Kalou.
And there were lots of goodies.
Lots of goodies. Yeah? Lots of goodies.
My mattresses, my gas cylinders, color. Ilikuwa noma.
Watu walikuwa naamka serikali, kulala serikali. It was all about goodies here and there. So did you